hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Hi guys, thank you for tuning in to the Family First Life Emerald City YouTube channel. I am Brittney Fontana, and I have the honor and who's co-hosting with me today, and that is the agency owner of FFL Marathon, Brandon Kitchings, everyone. Let's give him a round of applause. Hi, Brandon. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm awesome and just so honored, to be here today and be able to, share everything I have going on and give back to more and more agents around the country.
Yeah, and we're super excited. I've heard nothing but phenomenal things from Brad, as you know, and John Gavin. They have spoken fantastic things about you. And so I was like, who's this Brandon guy? I'm going to do a little bit more digging because I'm new to the company.
Okay.
So I was creeping on your Instagram, creeping on you, trying to figure out who Brandon was and his agency. So Brandon, I know we kind of discussed yesterday. We did the huddle call. You were part of that huddle call. We got your story, but I also want your story because I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the characters you were telling us about. So I want your story on our YouTube channel. So tell us, Brandon, a little bit about you, how you got to FFL, and where you're at now and where you're going.
Thank you. First of all, and for me, I'm just an average Joe.
Yeah.
like
I'm
really,
like, it's Brandon.
Yeah, like really, I'm nothing special. Just a country boy from South Carolina. Raised by my mother and my grandmother. And only child, at that as well. But definitely, had a great upbringing, by two of the hardest workers that I've ever, known.
Yeah.
And so for me, coming from, that background of just working hard, grew up on a farm. As well, pretty much. And my grandmother's biggest thing was, we do more by 9 a.m. than most people do all day. So it's about getting up early, getting your day, started and putting the work in, and just expecting nothing, unless you're working hard.
Yeah, right. And expecting nothing in return.
Correct.
If you're not working hard.
Okay.
Okay. Are we good? Okay. Do you want us to redo that part, Austin? No, we're good. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So. Okay. So now that being said, you obviously were grown around work ethic. You saw it firsthand from your mom and your grandma, which I think is so inspirational to hear yesterday. I didn't know those things about you, obviously, because, once again, I'm new to this company and I saw what I saw on social media about you and your agency, but I didn't know that. And that just hit some certain like heartstrings. It pulled at your heart when you hear that, you were raised by such strong women. And I think that's so incredible that has now poured into what you do now. I mean, you haven't slowed down. Your discipline's still there. Your work ethic is still there. And I think it's so important for people, to understand that and to start, if you don't have that, if maybe you weren't necessarily raised in that situation, but to start grasping those things, I think is just so important and being successful here. Yeah. I think 100% you need to have those things in order to go far at FFL, because the system's easy.
Correct.
Yeah, everything's easy about that part, but you got to have the right push for it.
Yes, discipline, the mindset.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. And for me, I really have no choice, because not only, like I said, raised by my mother and my grandmother, but I have a beautiful wife and 6 kids, 5 girls.
Oh, so. Dad's in trouble.
Right. So for me, my biggest thing is, I've always, the fact that I was raised without a dad, for the most part, my mom and grandmother played both those roles. Yeah. It makes me want to be the best dad that I can be. And for that, I've always wanted to, you watch movies that, and you see the dads that pay for the daughter's weddings and things like that. So that's something that I've always wanted to be able to do. And that's what Family First Life has finally gave me the opportunity for something like that to truly be possible. Because, my previous career, working for the bank, I would have never been in that position, right? Financially.
To be able
to do that. I was working very hard.
Yeah.
But the
income wasn't there. You were working like this, income was like this.
Correct.
Huge difference.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so now, here at Family First Life, I actually have that opportunity to be able to put myself in position to do those things for my kids. And now to the point where my son is like, so you're going to pay for mine?
Right.
You're paying for theirs?
Me
so
too,
like,
Dad. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, one more is not going to hurt.
Why not? Yeah.
You know, so that's
awesome.
the beautiful thing about this opportunity is if you put the work in, you truly get the results that you deserve.
Yeah, and I think it's important for anyone to hear, whether you're already here or you're possibly thinking about joining FFL in general. I think just knowing that if you do actually put the work in, there are results. I mean, Brandon's a perfect example of that. The other agents we've interviewed on this channel, again, another example of just doing the hustle, doing the grind, and your life can literally be changed.
Correct.
Forever, and it's for the better too. And so I just want people to really understand that people like you and I are just changing the world one day at a time, and we are helping our families by helping families.
And that's the main thing.
Yeah.
We're protecting families first and foremost, and the money is a byproduct.
Yeah,
exactly. To the service that we provide, to these families.
Yeah, I think 100%, because it's not only financially rewarding, it's emotionally rewarding.
Yes.
I mean, knowing that you're leaving that family better off after you leave them their house versus when you first got there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's such an incredible feeling, and you should be so proud of yourself and realize that you literally just made someone's life better by just writing a policy, and their lives are already better.
Correct.
And I think that's just it's amazing what we do here at Family First Life. I mean, you hear that and it's just like, who wouldn't want to do this? I don't understand.
I know, right? And what I also, and I've been in sales, multiple times throughout my adult career, but this is the first time that I've ever, and I don't look at this as sales.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's more like order taking, right?
Exactly. I love that.
They've already requested the information, for the products that we possess. And so all we're doing is going out and taking their order, right?
Yeah.
It's just like when someone walks in McDonald's, first thing they say is, may I take your order?
Yeah.
Right? Because they know you're there because you're home.
To help. Yeah.
Right?
You got the stuff.
Yes.
Help me out.
Help me out. So same thing with this, just going out, taking the order, leaving that family in a stronger position than you find them. And this is the first thing I've ever done where at the end of the day, the clients always get a better benefit or than what I'm getting by helping them.
Yeah.
If I help the family and make a decent living for my family, that means I've left them in a position where they're going to get hundreds of times way more than what I got.
And then that's what's incredible too, is when you look at it that way, you realize that, you're getting something from it, but they're like benefiting times a million for what you're doing for them. And again, I just come back to it. Who wouldn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to help others and have that emotional rewarding feeling, knowing what you're doing on top of having other goals and dreams that can become a reality from this. 100%. And I really loved your story about your wife and her role in the support, because I feel like that's super important here. I feel like your partner, you need that support at home. Because it can be a grind. It can be a hustle. There can be bad days. So to have that strong support at home makes this a lot easier to maneuver and to manage through those hard times. So tell us a little bit about your wife's role and how it's been so important for you and your agency.
Well, like I said, I'm blessed to have her by my side because she is truly the rock, to everything that we do, the backbone of our entire family. But I remember my first conference that I attended when I first joined Family First Life. And I remember Brent Abernathy talked about balance, because I think that's what hurts a lot of agents in the beginning, is if they don't have the support, then it throws off the balance. They can't find any type of balance, and then it messes everything up. But the way it was brought to me was, don't look for the balance. Because there's not going to be any. No. So just get that out of your mind from day
Transparency
one.
right there.
There's not going to be any balance, right? However, what you have to do, though, you have to have, that conversation, with your spouse, your significant other, your kids. So what I did in the beginning, after learning that, I set my wife down, I set the kids down, and we had that conversation about what our life was going to look like for the next 2 to 3 years. they were probably going to see less of me over the next 2 or 3 years. But the bigger picture was to put the time in now to get it all back later.
Exactly.
And to get everybody on the same page in terms of pulling the rope in the same direction, because the last thing you want is a tug of war going on,
right?
You know, in your
It's
home.
Just, it'd be just a distraction at that
Correct.
point.
Correct. So my wife, she understood that right away.
Mhm.
However, she did also tell me that she didn't want anything to do with this.
Yeah, right. And now look, isn't that funny?
Right.
That's how my fiance was too. So Ian, no.
Yeah. She's like, I don't do sales. I don't want anything to do with it. I support you 1,000%. You never let the family down. You do what you got to
Yeah.
do. I'll hold down the job.
Yeah, I'll hold down the fort at home. I got you. Yeah.
You know, and those things.
I got it covered.
So I'm like, okay. But then, like I said, one day, you know, just having some problems, you know, dialing and booking appointments, and so just her being the, you know, the rock that she is, and she just jumped in. I told her one day, hey, can you please just help me dial? I'm having problems booking appointments. I think there's some issues, you know, with that. Just things I was making up in my head, first and foremost. You know, I was in my own mind. But, you know, she jumped right in, grabbed the phone, grabbed the script, because she was like, do you have a script? I'm like, I do. She's like,
I got
okay,
you.
yeah.
I love it.
You know, but she jumps in, and, you know, probably in an hour, she booked me like 7 appointments.
See, look at that. And
You
she had nothing, she wanted nothing to do with it.
before.
And she booked that many appointments like
Yes.
that. All right, she's staying.
Right. However, one of the appointments she booked, the client specifically requested a female underwriter.
Okay.
And at this time, I didn't have any. I hadn't recruited anybody. It was just me.
Oh no, yeah.
So I didn't have anybody I could, you know, give the appointment off to. But my wife's thinking on her feet. She told, hey, I'm his assistant. I can accompany him to the appointment if that'll make you feel better.
Yeah.
And the client said, of course, you know, it would. So next day, it's good now because my wife is now retired from the same bank. But
I know.
she called off work sick the next
she's
day.
Like, I'm sick. I can't commit.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. And she went to the appointment with me, and you know, we were able to help the client protect her daughter, you know, with some final expense, so that burden wasn't on her daughter. And you know, we got back in the car, and my wife, you know, looked at her watch, and she's like, "Okay, so, you know, how much did you make?" And so I told her, you know, what I made, and she's like, "Okay, so." That was 45 minutes. That was 45 minutes, and you just made more than I make in 2 weeks.
I know.
I said, yeah. She said, I can do this.
Right. I love it.
Right. I said, I know
right
you
along.
can.
Yes.
I know you can. You know, so from that day forward, you know, she started studying.
Oh.
You know, she got her license.
Yeah.
She came on part-time. You know, in the beginning, you know, for about the first 2-3 months, you know, and she was helping, you know, 10, 12, 15 families.
Good for
her.
A month,
part-time,
and that's awesome.
Which was more than she was making full-time.
Yeah,
you know,
at her other job.
At her job.
Yeah.
You know, so then she was like, I think I need to quit and go full-time. I was like, I think you
a girl, yes, I agree. Right? A girl, I love it.
And so yeah, she came on full-time, and then we just took off.
Took off.
Yeah.
And they have, and FFL Marathon is doing great things. I mean, again, creeping on the Instagram. I mean, they're moving and the momentum's there. So that being said, tell us a little bit, because I'm interested in how you came up with that name and the logo and how you got there.
Great. So me, anyone that knows me, friends of mine, they know how much I love and loved Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. That was my guy. Not only him, but also, you know, looked up, you know, real big to Nipsey Hussle.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it gave me an opportunity to pay homage to the two of them. You know, at this time, you know, I love everything that Nipsey was about. You know, it was about the marathon. You know, the marathon continues, and it also fit into just my beliefs. Like, life is a marathon, right? Life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Okay, it's just a marathon. And then same thing here with this business here at Family First Life. This is a marathon.
100%. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon.
This is not a sprint. This is not a get rich quick thing. This is a marathon.
Yeah.
You're building something that's very stable that's
it's a
going to be in
legacy.
place forever.
Yes,
right?
100%.
So it just fit, in terms of the marathon, my logo. If you catch the number on the runner,
I did.
The runner kind of represents me, myself, leading my team, to victory.
Yeah.
I'm red is my favorite color. It's my birthstone.
There you
I'm a
go.
Cancer, so
Me
ruby
too.
red. Right there we go.
There we
There
go.
we go. Love, right? So I'm always, in red shoes, and it was always my calling card. And when I'm in the field, I always let my clients know, hey, look out for the red shoes. If they don't have on red shoes, don't open the door.
Yeah, right there you go.
Right? And it always works because I get to the door and the first thing they do is, red shoes, come on in.
You're
right?
good.
So my logo, you see the red shoes on my guy, and you see the number on his jersey, which is 824. Which represents Kobe Bryant, Mamba Day, August 24th.
Yeah.
And so again, and with Kobe, man, it's all about. That's the main thing that I try to embody, and I believe my grandmother embodied that more than anybody, was that Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
That constant quest to become the best version of yourself each day. Right. You're better tomorrow than you were the day before. And again, that falls right in line to what we do here at Family First Life. We tell new agents all the time, you're not going to be good in the beginning. No. But you have to have that in your mind, knowing that you're not going to be good.
And it's okay.
And it's okay.
Yes, it's okay.
But we're going to get better each day. However we did the day before, we're going to do better the next day. And so again, that's part of it. We're going to get better each day, and we're going to work on honing our craft, and becoming the best at what we do.
And I think, again, everyone needs to hear that really it does take practice, and you do get better, and you just gotta go. You just gotta run fast and break things.
That's it.
As Sean says, run fast and break things. So Brandon, thank you again for joining our channel today. We really appreciate hearing your story. I'm super excited for the things your team's going to do this year. We're watching you, and we appreciate you. So thank you again.
Thank you, and I appreciate the opportunity, to come on, tell my story, give back, help motivate, new agents, current agents that may not be where they want to be, to just keep pushing. Keep pushing. Things will get better. And as Trey Honeycutt always said, just find a way to stay in the game. Yeah, that's it. 100%. Find a way to stay in the game, and things will turn around for you.
Yes, and I love that. So keep that in mind, guys. Please don't forget to click and subscribe, and also follow the social media handles below. Thank you, and see you next week. Bye, guys.